Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it is January 14th of 2021. Uh, I hope this isn't political. I'm not going to talk about, uh, I'm going to talk about the economy and future plans, that type of stuff. I'm going to try to make it, but it's going to be, uh, President-elect Biden is calling for a almost $2 trillion relief package when he takes office in what, 6 days? When he takes office, he's going to call for a $1,400 stimulus payment. $1,400. A 15% increase in food stamps. They don't call it food stamps, they call it something else, but it's food. People know it as food stamps. And then he's, of course, calling for, well, let's see. Watch CNN. Here's the Biden economic rescue package that he's going to call for. Now, keep in mind that he will be, the head of the executive branch and a Democrat, and that the House of Representatives will be
President-elect Joe Biden inherits a health crisis.
that the House of Representatives will be Democratic, and that the Senate will be Democratic. And with the Republican Senate, well, I guess this goes into the political then. With it under the control of McConnell, what he could do as the head of the Senate is he wouldn't even call up the Senate, even though it was Republican and they would have voted pretty much like Republicans. By him being the head of the Senate, he wouldn't call up anything that, say, the House had passed. He wouldn't call it up, so there wouldn't even be a vote on it. And that way Republicans wouldn't have to be seen, voting some way that the American people didn't like or question their voting. So stuff like that. So that, I think President-elect Biden, when he takes office, I think he's going to have a chance to, because also a lot of Republicans now are, the economy is the thing. They're worried about the economy also. Republicans always ask, like, I've become political, haven't I? Republicans always talk about that they're, budget and budget restraint and not spending a lot of money. They have no problem at all spending money for wars, like the Gulf War, where they said that the way they could justify that war was to say, the oil from Iran, that will pay for it. Baloney. I blogged about it back then. Hell no, it wasn't going to happen. When, the money wasn't going to come from oil, we were going to pay for it. And back then I blogged that what we needed to do was institute the draft, of course, knowing that no Congress is going to vote for a draft. And I said, institute a tax to pay for the war. And of course, no Republican is going to vote for something like that. So we're going to see what happens. So anyway, Biden's going to call for $1,400 stimulus package to go out, and he's making. I'll put the link here, but you're going to be hearing about it on the news from now on talking about it. He's what is it, $300 a month extra now going out to people who are unemployed. If I read this correctly, I think Biden is going to make that $400 a month. He's going to, and a lot of other money for businesses and all types of things to get us back, and to get us back where the economy is functioning, and try to save some businesses that are probably, many of them are, too far gone now. I mean, it's just, I'm going to be 80 here in a couple of months. I've worked all my life. Usually I had 2 jobs. Man, I feel sorry for people now that are, in the workforce or out of the workforce, but want to be, back in the workforce. Wow. I mean, I can be pretty arrogant when, I never, I worked one place one day. That was a welding job. I went in and they made these gigantic trucks, the ones that haul milk, or gasoline in these things, or any kind of, could have been any kind of a liquid, And I went there, and the welders were going through the whole inside, welding inside, with no fans to exhaust the fumes and stuff in there. And the other workers said, "Now, what you need to do," because I forget what kind of metal it was. That, of course, it would vary, depending on what liquid, But they said, "Well, what you need to do, young man, son," back a long time ago. "Well, you need to drink a lot of milk. Drink a lot of milk. Get that stuff out of your, get this stuff out of your system." Anyway, I went and told the foreman or whoever it was and everything. I said, "I'm not going to work inside these things, or work here, period, unless you get some, we get some air in there." And because they had plenty of air hoses around there and all that kind of stuff. "Get some air and get that out of there." And I said, "If I come back tomorrow, if you don't have the, air in there, then I'm not going to be working." I came back the next day. They didn't make any changes at all, and out the door I was. I took the civil service test for the post office clerk for a career appointment, civil service clerk. Not a clerk at the desk, but in there sorting mail in the slots and doing that kind of stuff. And I did it for, I think, let's see, 2, 4, 6, I think about 6 weeks, maybe a little longer. And I told them to take this job and show it. They couldn't believe it. It was like, "This is a career civil service," And I did those kind of things. I was never, no matter what kind of job I worked, well, except when I got married and my wife had a just started a tropical fish shop, and then she told me what to do for 4 years, and I did that, and I didn't, quit or whatever. But all the other jobs that I ever had, I wasn't afraid of the CEO or department heads or anybody. I did my job. I worked my ass off, no matter what the pay was. But I didn't knuckle under, and now I feel sorry for people. I don't know how people can make it, how they can survive nowadays with the way the economy is, and then with the crap you have to take, from, so anyway, it looks like when Biden takes office, very good chance we're going to be getting a $1,400 stimulus payment, and a bunch of other things to help the economy, and hopefully we can get back to our system working. So thank you very much for watching.